How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. I am Jason C. This is my 4th episode of the Scotchy September series, where I'm just doing purely Scotch, trying to get into it more and start my Scotch journey off. Today we are doing the Glendronach 12, which is a highly recommended sherry Scotch, and it's got a really cool story behind it. And as always, before we get into it, let's take a closer look. Hey guys, how you doing? I love looking at these canisters that the Scotches come in. There's always really cool artwork, history, and this one is no exception. Love reading about this stuff on the backs of these. Kind of gives you a cool history of the bottle and about the distillery. So Glendronach was founded by James Allardyce in 1826. They've been making their scotches the same way, normally heavily sherried scotches using exclusively Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez sherry casks for that really rich, robust flavor. Recently, Glendronach was bought by Brown-Forman, who also makes some of my favorite bourbons, some of the Old Foresters, among some other bourbons, but they also bought Glengausa and Ben Riach distilleries. So Brown-Forman getting into kind of the Scotch game, and from what I understand, buying some really, really high quality Scotch distilleries. So this one was highly recommended to me to try to get into sherry. So as I kind of started my journey, as you saw, I did Monkey Shoulder, then I got into the Balvenie 12. And then getting into Spice Tree from Compass Box, which was definitely one of my favorites. So my next kind of step was going into a heavily sherried Scotch, and this one was recommended by far out of everything. So I also got recommended to try just to go into Macallan 12. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try this, go through my tasting notes, give you my full review of what I kind of think of this one. And then we're going to taste test it against that little guy. I picked up a Macallan 12, a little taste tester to do a dram and kind of do it head to head. You know, Macallan has the huge name, the huge recognition. Obviously, they're marketing geniuses, but I was really curious of what kind of the comparison would be with these two. So that's what we're going to do today. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to get into this bottle, and I'm looking forward to it. So here we go. Again, this is a 12-year Scotch, single malt, exclusively aged in Oloroso sherry and PX, Pedro Jimenez sherry cask for that rich sherry flavor they're looking for. This is 43%, non-chill filtered, no added color, so this is as pure as it gets. Glendronach, what I also found is the word dronach is named after their water source, where they get their water from. So the word dronach actually means the word brambles. So you put together Glen and Dronach, it means Valley of the Bramble. So Valley of Brambles. So I thought that was pretty interesting too. So let's get a good pour in here. It's Monday. I want a generous pour here. That's pretty good. All right. So let's get into the nose on this one. I can smell it already. Holy fruits. All right, here we go, guys. Wow, okay, so one thing I'm noticing as I'm tasting these scotches throughout the month is now my nose is getting used to the barley. So now the barley is becoming kind of second nature to me, and I'm getting all these other flavors now coming to me now. So I'm getting it's a crazy, so these notes in Scotch I'm getting, it's like a creamy vanilla. It's not just a plain vanilla, it's almost creamy, like vanilla pudding. It's just, it's really amazing to me. Definitely like pure honey in there. Getting a little hint of ginger in there. Maybe not as pronounced as it was on the Compass Box Spice Tree, but I'm getting a little bit of it there. Maybe an apple or a pear. Definitely dark fruits. I mean, this is really fruity. I mean, I could, even when I poured it, I could kind of smell from here. Definitely that one thing that I found in the is kind of that unopened, that when you open a fresh box of raisins. Wow, the nose is just really, it's really inviting. It's really good. All right. Before I take a sip, let's get into the color a little bit. Kind of forgot to do that. We have, it's very light color, honey, amber. Pretty light, similar to the Spice Tree color. Maybe it's slightly darker than what I remember from the Balvenie, but very good. Everyone was saying to get into these sherried scotches, so we're looking forward to getting to this one. So, all right, cheers, everybody. Wow. Super sweet on the palate. It's like drinking caramel apples you get at the fair. You know, you go to like some kind of fair with rides and everything. You get those caramel apples. Toffee. Definitely vanilla. You're getting a lot of like dark fruit flavors. Cinnamon. You're still getting that raisins from when I got on the nose. You know, when you open that box of raisins, I'm getting that on there. It's got a kind of a short to medium finish. It's not overly long. I'm gonna go in for that second sip, see what else I get. Here we go. Yeah, so, okay, so now I'm getting the wood on the finish after I had the, after all the fruits and the sweetness are hitting me. Now it's kind of ending with that oak, the oak flavor that I've been getting. Wow, it's really sweet to me, which, you know, I don't mind. Maybe not as, actually this is sweeter to me than the Compass Box Spice Tree, which I didn't think it was going to get much sweeter than that, but I guess those sherry flavored, those enhanced flavors really, you know, impart a good amount of sweetness into this. Yeah, even as it's opening up here, I mean, there's strawberry in here, maybe raspberry. I mean, it's got some citrus too. I mean, it's really, as it opens up, it's becoming more complex. Wow. It is. It's creamy. It's super sweet. Really, I mean, this is really good. I'm trying to think here how now getting into stuff, you know, getting into scotches that are a little bit more smoky, how I'm going to enjoy that. The sweetness is very good, but being a bourbon lover, you get that sweetness, but what I really like is the ending on a bourbon when you get those oak flavors, those deep oak flavors. This has a slight oak flavor at the end, but it's not very deep. It's just very sweet to me. I mean, extremely enjoyable and extremely easy to drink. I could see why this was kind of recommended as a first, you know, sherried scotch. It could be a great gateway scotch to get anyone into it. All right, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take this guy out, the Macallan 12, the storied Macallan. I didn't want to buy a full bottle of this stuff, so I just bought a little tiny bottle to do a dram, and I'm gonna do a quick comparison and see which one I like more. I know a lot of people have some mixed emotions about Macallan. They think it's overpriced. They think it's, but you know, you gotta admit the quality is there. So Oh, even got a little pop out of that one. A little cork. Marketing, Macallan. All right, so let's pour a dram of this guy. Let's see what we get. I'll just finish it, why not? All right. So now in the Macallan 12, so definitely not nearly as sweet as the Glendronach 12. Yeah, the Glendronach 12 has so much more fruit to it, much more dark fruit. Macallan 12. So Macallan 12 is more almond and orangey forward to me. It's got a lot of almond to the nose, some orange in there. Yeah, definitely a little bit more citrusy to me, but almonds are the flavor that I'm getting from the nose right off the bat. All right, so let's try a little Macallan 12 here. Okay, so yeah, this is really good too. You are getting some of those quintessential kind of those baking spices that I've been getting from some of the scotches. You're getting the vanilla. You're getting you know, definitely a little bit of cinnamon in there, but it's coming into me as a little bit more zesty. You know, meaning like orange and lemon, which is really good. It's very similar to me to the Balvenie when I'm tasting it. Yeah, but okay, yeah, it's getting a little bit sweeter now. Now you're getting that little bit of raisin flavor. You're definitely getting a little bit of that's, you know, that fruit, the dark fruit flavors, maybe a little bit of strawberry, raspberry, plum. Very good. Do a comparison of the color here. The Macallan is actually slightly darker, which is surprising because the Glendronach to me has a much more amplified flavor profile. Yeah, the Glendronach to me, yeah, as this is opening up, it's definitely got a much more amplified flavor profile to me. Now the Macallan is also matured in exclusively Oloroso, but this is Oloroso and PX, which is the Pedro Jimenez cast, so maybe that imparts another layer of flavor. I don't know, maybe it's not a fair fight, but I think for me, I'm enjoying the Glendronach 12 more than the Macallan. I really like this a lot. It's good. It's super sweet. I would probably introduce this bottle to anyone trying to get into Scotch. The monkey shoulder I think that I had was really good, but it definitely wasn't as sweet. It's more that barley flavor, but it's more that creamy vanilla. But this has these really deep, dark fruit flavors to it that make it super inviting and really easy to drink. Yeah, that's really good. One more sip of the Macallan. This is kind of fun, double fisting on a Monday, not bad. Whoa. This has opened up a little bit. Yeah, it's got really good orange zest to it. I mean, either one of these, I don't really think you can go wrong with either one, but for me personally, I'm enjoying the Glendronach more than the Macallan, but I could see why there's a, you know, I was getting a good amount of back and forth between whether to do the Macallan or the Glendronach. Honestly, I just wanted to try this one because I had never really heard of this one. Macallan, of course, I've heard of, but Glendronach was something I've never had and thought it'd be a really cool review. And I'm glad I did because I'm actually liking this one a little bit more than Macallan. So I'm glad I spent the money on this. Really good stuff. Yeah, love it. The Glendronach that I picked up was about $63. The Macallan, well, the full bottle, here in Ohio is about 67, 68, so slightly higher. And I feel like this is a better bargain for what you're getting in the bottle. So yeah, I mean, Glendronach 12. This is really delicious, and I'm really excited to share this with some of my buddies who are trying into Scotch as well. So yeah, Glendronach 12. Awesome. All right, guys, so thanks for stopping by and watching my episode on the Glendronach 12 with a cameo by Macallan 12. These are my next Scotches in my lineup. It is time to start getting into some of the smokier Scotches. So I think this is going to be my next order, the lineup that I'm going to get into. Going to do a little bit of this Highland Park 12. I've heard the Highlands impart a little bit of smoke with the sweet, so I'm excited to get into that one. Going to do the Fire and Cane, which is the new experimental series from Glenfiddich. Old Putney, which is from Wick, Scotland, which has the some of those maritime salty notes to it. I want to see if I could pick those up. And then eventually getting into Ardbeg, the infamous Ardbeg. I also have a Lagavulin 8 that I picked up as well. So those will be my final ones getting into Scotchy to finish out Scotchy September. So again, thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Tell your friends about my channel. And like I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. So cheers everyone, and see you next time.